Greetings, thank you for joining us on this broadcast. So tonight is I already forgot. Do a little bit of Enki, Orion Atlantis connection, and King Arthur. So I'm gonna go a little bit different all over the place. Where am I going? Sorry, how? Okay, so what I'm getting. With this a little bit out of the. Just go here first. See if I set it up right. Oh, we did not set that up right. Well, maybe we did. Oh, maybe we did. Okay. Karnak in Egypt. I know it came to Anunnaki, but this also goes to the Orions of Osiris. And I mentioned Osiris, he controls, is Orion controlling our spirit world. So they didn't just hijack our planet, but they hijacked our spirit world. As some of you know, there's the eye that was mentioned yesterday. It's one of the few things I remember. So our spirit world is hijacked. So what spirit world are you connected to? Karnak, I didn't do a whole lot of research on this, but there's a lot. Obviously not everything is going to be discovered through research, but a lot was going on. Basically, the belief systems of the world. Even in regular religions, everybody's afraid to die. You're going to go to hell, yada, yada, yada. So, or some religions are making sure you go to hell. So, either way, they influence our spirit world through Orion. So, to give you my perspective, I believe this has been mentioned here and there, but even I'm trying to get to even like Atlantean beings, I believe a lot of them are trying to help us, maybe not doing the best of job, in the spirit realms. A lot of them are in Gartha, a lot of them are angels. I believe a good portion are, so you have like two types of people in the universe. Okay, there's probably more than that, but either way. You have some beings that work better in the spirit world than they do in the physical. I think some people out there feel that way right now. So they're in the physical, man, I just gotta take a shower every day. I gotta shave. Get me out of this place. So, of course, you can go to higher dimension being, whatever, or you just want to be in the spirit world and live that. But then you become spirit guides and all of that, and it's just easier, depending on what you feel like it works for you. And then there's others that are, need the physical for certain reasons, or, we're out here in alien world screwing everything up for everybody. So, whatever. But the spirit world is pretty messed up too, because, it feels like Atlantean spirit beings. You say Zeus is connected to that. There's more to it. They're not always getting their wisdom to us, meaning they're getting blocked by Orion energies, Nordics that are not very friendly. It goes on and on. There's a whole list of it. So, yeah, a lot of these aliens are obviously not the friendliest, are blocking our connection to the spirit world. This is nothing new. But who run? Yeah, so when people talk about spirit, what spirit are you talking about? it's like there's different like realms of there's a manipulative side, there's a side that's blocked. There's different, it's like your own spirit world, basically. You want to get to your origins. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. Get to your it's just different layers to it. Some people automatically connect there, but not everybody. some people are getting all kinds of stuff from all kinds of views. So it's not the easiest to clear out your vibration. It's I think this is going kind of deep. It's not going deep right now, but it all comes down to the spirit world altogether. It all comes down to, you know, who's running the show, right? Even the fourth dimension, of course, but spirit world still plays a role in this. They're not just exempt. They get manipulated also just like us. Depends on how you look at it. But it's just not always. Basically, you're trying to get knowledge in a positive way, and you get blocked. People know this all the time, right? We're not getting everything that we want. We're getting blocked. Um, so you can say this is kind of like I always say it's like a war to, you know, to end the war. So we can know what's going on here a little bit more clear. Because it's not that easy, of course, but the whole point of this is to, you know, have a more, you know, in the prison that we're in right now, which it pretty much is a prison within a prison within a prison within a prison. So that's what I'm here to do. I think others are out there doing the same thing. It's just not that easy, of course. So, yeah, after the election, I think I've already said this. Things are going to, not that life's going to get perfect. It's going to be, but I feel like the energies are going to get calmer. The world might be on fire still, but it just feels like vibrationally wise, we're making more progress. Um, yeah, I'm not saying like everything's going to just transform overnight. No, but it just feels like we're finally, like, people like the new earth energies, put it that way. It feels like it's going just to give, it feels like the energies are getting stronger for that. Let's put it that way. Doesn't mean it's going to be, overnight. It's not necessary. When you're doing a world like this, it's not going to be overnight. But, more of the new earth energies to make it easier is getting stronger. That's the, probably other people can feel it too. So it just takes a little bit of a kick to get things going. So, like I say, after the U.S. Election, maybe before. I mean, we are in a transition for sure. So, we have the Neuralink thing. You put chips in people's brains and all that. So we're in an alien reality right now, and we're just getting started. So, all right, we're going to Enki, and I'm not sure if they're going to go into the spirit. Yeah, because they have been talking about the spirit world and all that. I'm going to Orion, and real quick, I might skip Orion. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I believe the Orions do run our spirit world, though. People could probably feel it. It's just, I mean, there's a positive side of spirit world, of course. It's just not always easy to get to. So that's why we feel all these blockages. It's like a war for, that we're here to really make some changes here, not just here just to wad it off. So I'm also going to King Arthur. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. King Arthur, I believe, was very intuitive during his time, and there's different versions of him, of course, but I want to say I don't have 100%. Guinevere was probably his downfall. That she was not what we thought she was. Not to say he was perfect. But yeah, there is some. They're never going to get the full story, but so yeah, this was. I'm just starting to dig into that. So there's always different versions of that, but all right. So blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. This is Enki from the Anunnaki. Greetings to your soul growth. An Anunnaki understanding of the spirit. As many of you know, alien energies are here to actually improve upon the spirit realities. There are spirit worlds that are Palladian. There are spirit worlds that are Syrian. We're just making that easier for you to digest. Insectoid spirit worlds. And yes, they're all intertwined. They all can connect to each other. It's not just a bunch of Palladians running around. There are spirit realms where that exists. There's also those where it's all diverse. And it's vibration, it's humans walking around, it's no humans, it's just energies, it's insectoids, it's whatever it is that it's the world that you want to connect with. As alien energies, we disconnect from a great deal of that, but not entirely. Fourth dimension, we have an idea of it, but we don't have a clear perception of it. We know we're here to improve ourselves. We're also here to experiment, and we are an invention of the spirit world, consciousness of ourselves. You can say, yes, in some ways, yes, you created yourself, at least in the fourth dimension. From spirit, you created yourself in the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension. And even as an Anunnaki being, or any alien being, depending on your incarnation, you can connect to other versions of yourself. Some beings, that's all they do is connect to other versions of themselves. That's how they see timelines. Of course, they don't always see that. That's how they're very good at predicting, because the other versions of themselves are part of that timeline. So you're allowing more of that to come. So even in your reality, you can start. Some of you are already experiencing. You can just push it up a notch of your point of view. Like you can connect just to the tree people and see the future if you want, or help someone through depression or whatever it might be. So you are a blending of vibrations. Yes, in every incarnation, you have a specific task to solve, understand about yourself. And self-reflection is not always easy. Some alien beings aren't interconnected themselves. They're just like reptilians. They're just going to take conquerors. But then again, eventually they have to find their sensitive side. And then they incarnate with a Palladian, or they invade a Palladian world to find their sensitive side, or any world. So this also goes for the Orion beings that you're connected to. You can say they're trying to heal themselves by conquering your planet, help them from their problems, by you becoming their problem, by you experiencing their problems. And they have a lot of problems. They have a lot of weaknesses, a lot of pain within themselves, and you're here to. It's like the patient became you. You incarnated into their reality as you are right now. Orion is hurting, and it doesn't feel like it's loved. You can look at that as any way you want to. Because they have a false way of, well, they have a distorted way of looking at love. Some of the Orion beings felt like their elder families, you've probably heard this before, probably even a Shakespearean play. A lot of the Orion beings are on your planet right now causing mayhem. Control. So like their elder parents did not pay attention to them enough, did not care for them enough, did not give them, powers of unlimited ability. And where have you heard that on your walk? It's echoing through your cultures, isn't it? Especially those that are the easiest ones to see are those of wealth that feel like, oh, I didn't get that inheritance, so I'm going to hate my family now. That's very Orion. So with that type of hate was difficult for even Atlantean energy to heal, to understand. It's like when you're an Orion being with that type of just, you feel like nobody cares. Sometimes they're unstoppable. As many of you feel on your planet. So us as Anunnaki energies, we were allowed to survive. to rebuild the human to solve Orion problems. There's more to it than that, but that's part of it. There's much to your reality, as you know. There's many pieces. For us just to go through all of them is impossible. But many of you probably do feel a lot of anger on this planet comes from somewhere. And you just look at how your culture is not always easy to see, especially from an alien perspective, of why the world is the way it is today. It is slowly unfolding as we speak. And you go by what your own intuitions, what you feel. When you have a family member, a child, race that is advanced, is very intelligent, but feels like they deserve more. And by conquering, yes, their own family, saying, see, look, we're powerful also, even if you neglect us. And then they come to your world and other worlds to conquer, to prove that they're of a higher energy. And yes, many of your elite are weakening. They might be powerful as for effectiveness, but their DNA isn't always of the best health. So they are kind of crippling. They always have been. But many of you feel that they're going through it more. Yes, they connected to a higher power, but it can only last so long. They have a timeline, just as you do, of even their own, not exactly extinction, but reveal, for you to know more about them. And you're going through that today. As many that in your media are going to start to, DeGeneres is one version of it. There's more. Your Bill Gates is another one. Yes, he's showing his faults. He's showing that he's not. You're going to see more from your Bill Gates of how faulty and how engineered he really is. And there's much more to it than that. That's just a few. Well, even in 2008, you warned of your banking system, how corrupt that was. That was an awakening there, as many did not really think much about banking, and now it's like, wow, this is really corrupt. So it is a disclosure of itself and much more to dive into. There is an Orion family tree. That's your lineage. It's through all the races of human. Yes, behind the scenes. Yes, the power structures. They made sure they were in everything. There's an alien group, but also there is a physical group. They can't run it all as a. Yeah, they have to be here physical. They can't just be as an alien group. They have to have their physical people here. And as you start to do the layers, you start to learn more. Rothschild is connected to it, yes, but there's much more than just that. But that's stepping stones, of course. Greetings to you. This is Orion. Greetings. Aspect of Orion. Greetings to you. Yes, I am here as is a daily dose of Orion from our group to yours. Yes, you can say Bill Gates kind of sold himself out, but yes, also he's part of a royalty race that has a mission to expose themselves as they want out of their contract, so they have their fall guy in place. So you can say it's built to fail, and you are going to see it, and much more also. Of as for our timeline here, um, we are very connected to your Greek lineage, your Greek gods. As for like your God, yes, we were connected to Noah also. Basically, to set the stage, well, yes, we are planted all through your Bible too, always behind the scenes. Of basically, it's like we wrote the script for many of your beings to say who they are. Not everybody, but We're part of much of your major events. Your event you're going through right now is actually, yes, to unlock your human from your reality. As many of you feel, there's a different type of change here than you felt before, isn't there? This is allowing you more to take more back of your power if you want to have it. You're here, many of you are here to teach reality how things are done on a galactic level. So you are on a galactic timeline. I believe this is nothing new. A galactic timeline is not fully showing itself. Many Orion beings are of a bird species as of now. There's much more, but the bird ones are paying more attention through this communication at least. So if you see a bird or any type of bird, if you feel there's a Orion connection, don't be surprised. Our connection to the tall whites, yes, you can say some Orions we threw out. The tall whites do not like Orion vibration at all. We tried to invade them and try to take control of them, but they do have a place here, yes, of course. A refugee, basically calling us on our stuff. So yes, they know. They don't always know who they're talking about. Like they don't mention Orion beings, but they do understand the cabal how it operates. So some of you have like an instinct to it, because if you were a tall white in Orion, you just know how we operate. We did not necessarily invade your worlds. Of course we have, but of course, but most tall whites had nothing to do with us. But you know how we operate on many levels, and this is why some of you have an instinct to your cabal, because you have been a tall white in your past. That's one of the reasons. Yes, we do show up as a bird energy Orion beings, so be intimidating. We choose any intimidation group we can. Yes, we also have Anunnaki DNA too, so we can shapeshift with no problem. Of course, it doesn't always go so well, and usually we don't live that long either. Does that ring a bell? Yes, because we can alter our DNA, but it also chooses our fate that we don't live just like your elite. We try to live long, but no. We have health difficulties. So, for intimidation reasons, of course. Because as an alien race, we're just right in everybody's face. And some of you might have memories of that. Maybe vague memories, maybe you don't even want to remember. We were right there. On your world, it's like we don't even exist. Yes, you have Illuminati and all that. Your music energy is perfect, of course, because it's a hypnotic trance, as you know. It goes into the chakras, and it just makes you, right now, music is quite violent. It's seductive. Notice how it's mostly seductive music these days. Well, that's to seduce the human. It's not supposed to be all clever and nice as it used to be. Make you feel, wow, that's real music. This isn't real music. This is a trance music now. Yes, Cabal is showing itself. As you know, we're not telling you anything you don't know, but we are making ourselves known quietly. Even in the recent big budget movies, we're kind of opening ourselves up, and we'll continue to do so. We're going, Netflix, there's some of that going on. Yeah, we're just basically, it was like we're full nudity we're almost going towards. For you to figure it out. All these clues are there for you to take back your planet, if you want it back at all. So we have to make it blunt because we don't care. That's up for you to decide where things go, of course. Well, it's just that the timeline is up for any Orion energies to be here anymore. And many of you have brought a change here. Don't feel like it's just because the timeline is cleared out, Many of you want a change. Of course, they gave you a reason to want a change. So you're going to continue that. So yes, expect timeline jumps to come in. That's cryptic, though. That's all we have. Greetings to you. King Arthur. Greetings. Yes, the royalty, of course, what you have today is not exactly what we envisioned. But yes, we did see where your future was going. Even during my time, it's like it was impossible to have a kingdom in a positive reality here. But it was done in your past successfully. It did just not last very long. It was to bring a lot of Agarthian knowledge to your reality, actually. It was a time of Agartha, of magic, a rebirth of your world. And it did last for some time, but not long enough. But long enough for some of you to remember it as a Renaissance is still an Agarthian world. It was your second Earth, you can say. Your a Renaissance to remember your past. But it was even with corruption through the governments, the royalty, you still had the Agarthian vibration there, all through Shakespearean times. And yes, there's always a fight in Agartha, but it allowed you to decide what you wanted. So maybe you did pull out the white knight, the positive vibrations of your reality. And you continue to do so. And it also helped a lot of fairies incarnate into your modern world today. And elf people that are here now, very connected to nature, very involved with nature in their own ways. So your government systems today, yes, it was hijacked in your past. It was overwhelming to win that war. Yes, it was magic during that time, as their magic is today. It's just different from what you've seen in the past. That's all. It's modernized itself. It's become more. Well, it'll make itself more clear. You know there's magic here already, don't you? But as you heal the past, you will heal your modern realities. Like your kingship today, your queen, which isn't really your queen, it's a figurehead. That's why she doesn't really do a whole lot. Because she just wants to show that the power is still there, but she does very little. She does a lot behind the scenes, but there's a whole nother group there. I think you already know that. That's truly running the country or the world for that. So you are here to. Why I am here right now speaking though is even with us being channeled, mentioned, is kind of like a threat to your modern anarchy, your monarchy, anarchy, is a threat to them. That we are not gone, and they know this. Memories of us do come to them even when they look at a sword, they feel that King Arthur energy is there, and they know that the King Arthur vibration is nothing like what it is today. We would have overthrown what you have today. It's just corruption, as you know, works from within. It was impossible to continue the kingdom as it was. So it was of a time of peace also, let you know. It's just not in the history books. It was a time of peace. It just wasn't meant to last. But the heritage of King Arthur is still here today, isn't it? The myth. Because there were a lot of legends back there. Then, yes, it was. Even I myself came from Agartha. So, Agarthian energies were everywhere. And of course, they became a myth. Um, so, but not forgotten completely. It's just having energy like that in a world that has so much darkness it still has to learn from. It was just, like I said, impossible to continue on. Like, especially, I can't live forever. But in your current monarchy, Arthur will return. And some of you feel that already. Not that I ever left, but you are feeling the vibrations, at least the energies of enlightenment, positivity. That's what I'm talking about. Of justice. Yes. You are feeling it. It's getting stronger here. It's why your queen is so well. That's not really your queen either. Not really. A figurehead once again.